Hello, welcome back to my workshop. Not in a workshop today. Round someone's looking at the loo. Doesn't flush properly. It did then, but it's not been properly evacuating the Now we've got a couple of problems here. First one we've got is we can't get to shut off, so we're going to have to shut it off in here. Easy way to do that, something that will go across there. Right, in order to make up for not being able to shut off the water, we're going to put that across there, tie that to there. Don't need to cut any of this. Just going to go and take that, wrap that around a few times over itself so it gets a nice grip. Over there, under there, pull that up tight, and around we go. A few more wraps over itself. It doesn't need a particularly secure knot, simply just go around there, like that. Oops. Whatever you do, the longer a stick you have, the less chance there is of knocking it in, but that should be alright. And then flush the loo, empty it out with a dry hand. What we actually need to do is just change the washer in this, but in order to do that we need to take this out. In order to do that, we need to empty this. I don't have a nice easy tool for doing that. So what we're just going to do, I have a bucket underneath. Just going to use a cup, followed by a smaller cup, and then I'm going to dump it into the bucket that's underneath. So let's start with this. And I shall put this off the cup. Right, inevitably you always end up with a little bit of water left in there. Can't do a lot about that. What you can do is get in with a towel. If you can't get a bucket underneath, get in with a towel, soak it up, wring the towel out into something, and that will get it. We're going to undo this here, the channel lock. This holds the pipe onto the syphon. This bit here is a syphon. So we're going to get in with the channel lock. And then we're going to undo that. Bear in mind that anti-clockwise is the other way, so get that down like that. Okay, and what we're going to have to do is pay particular attention to getting all these seals clean. We want to get up as wide as we can, grab hold of that. Oops. Hold on. I managed to go and tap my camera with a spanner, so I'm just going to undo this. Down it comes. It'll start dripping a lot. And I'm about to get flood in the bucket. That stops too much for going on the water. Right, okay. At this point, you can just pull that up, unhook that, and there we have the business end. and you might have a wash or something there. I'm just going to push that through there, and here you can see the problem. That's split. That is badly split, so we need to take that off. And hold on. A big flap. Just going to get in there. See, that is all just completely split apart. Hopefully the ones I've got are the right size, or else I'll just go get another bit of suitable plastic and make some holes in it. Okay, we're going to have to make some bigger holes in that, but probably the right size. Now, let me see, will that go over there? You know what that does. Put this one out. It's in the wrong place. Apart from that, it's okay. So we'll just get in there. And we also need to make that hole there slightly bigger, so put that away. So I'm going to go like this. These are all different. As long as you've got a washer, siphon washer that's too big, you can always cut it down to size. You can also just replace the whole siphon. I'm not doing that today, because that involves going and finding one. Right, so let's try that again. Okay, so that goes on like that. Goes on, push that down. Now what we just want to do is just check it's a reasonable fit in here. Okay, and you can see what we actually want to do is just trim it round so that it exactly matches. There we go. Right, so now we just put it all back together. Pull that out. So we want bottom plate, washer. That's a retaining washer to hold this washer onto there. Spring over the top. Into the hole, up it goes. That's done. Now what we do need to do to get around here, I'm just going to clean all the scum off the outside of there. I'm going to make sure that washer is nice and clean. What you can't do, let me just make sure you can see that. What you can't do is put something like Vaseline on there. If you've got silicone grease, you can, but petroleum based jobbies are quite likely to rot the rubber, which is just not going to help you. So just make sure that's okay. Go down here. Make sure that that's nice and clean down the bottom so we can get a good seal. Now put that back in, the hook first, slightly fiddly, in it goes, back through the hole. Before we push it down, so we get under here, that's nice clean, make sure that's nice and clean, so that rubber washer there is clean, push that through the hole, then we go over the top of this one. I just managed to knock my spanner over the top with this one. Unfortunately these channel locks don't open quite as wide as I'd like. That's about as tight as it goes. So that rubber there is clean, that's clean up there. Shove that up there. We should now get a good seal. Now if it leaks when it's flushing, it will be leaking out of here. And if it leaks, hold on, what's that light not showing it? Hold on, let me just get a better light. That light's suddenly gone horrible. Right, I'm not sure why. Okay, and if it leaks out of, so if it leaks from here, hold on.
There's a leak.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Okay, so if it leaks out of here when it's flushing, that's the culprit. If it leaks when it's standing, that's the culprit. Right, so we drive that, give that a dry off. Okay, now what we can do, tweak with the channel locks. Fill it up. But that typically is the problem with these. Eventually these just split somewhere, and you can see where I butchered that one to get it on. There was a very slight leak around there. I might have to go and redo this and get some silicone grease in there. Okay, so we have found that it leaks a bit and weeps. The reason for that is this is unglazed inside. It's glazed on the outside, but because it's unglazed, that's just not making a proper seal. Reasonably confident that is up the top. Let me just check that actually. I'm just going to do and wash her off. Going to clean that washer off. That'll wipe down. And we're just going to put a little bit of, I'm not sure what plumbers use, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this stuff. This is rubber grease by Silverhook, made in Britain. So it's water, it's safe, waterproof and safe on rubber. Probably not food safe, but you really shouldn't be drinking out of the toilet bowl. So I think we're good. Put that on. I don't expect that one's actually the problem. I expect this side is the problem because the rubber is at least reasonably hard. Do you know what? Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit more around here. It's waterproof. And what that will do is just stop water getting past it. Right. So let's just back down through the hole. There's no point in having a washer on the outside because it runs down the threads. That's as tight as it's going to get. And this is the other washer, which doesn't have a problem. That is definitely plastic to rubber. Amazing amount of dirt that gets into under toilets. So they don't get cleaned under there because no one's looking at them. Right, I think that's tight enough. Let's see if that works. Let's see, just undo this carefully. And you don't even need to cut it off. Right. Let me just check that it's not in fact leaking again. Let that dry. It's early days, but it looks like it's got it. Right, I'll be back to you in a minute. Have a look when it's filled up. Right, been 5 minutes. As you can see, well, you probably can't see from there, but that is bone dry up there. And that's bone dry. I think that rubber grease has got it. It is rubber safe. That's the important thing. I did look up to see if you could use stuff like Vaseline. Apparently, Vaseline rots rubber, so that's not a good idea. That's why I went and got some rubber grease. There are various silicone greases also safe on rubber. So that's all fixed. Quick fix of the syphon washer. Let me show you the old one again, if I can remember where I put it. No, I chucked that in the bin downstairs. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comments welcome.